What's going on, everybody? I am doing my first official cook on this El Patron, which I have dubbed Beast. So when you hear me call it Beast, that's what I'm naming it. If I post on Instagram about Beast mode, it's because I'm cooking on the El Patron from Lonestar Grillz here. Like I said, this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by Lonestar Grillz, but I'll tell you right now, this thing's it is a beast. It weighs, like I said, 400 to 500 pounds. It's heavy. Right now, you got a lot of that heavy, bitter white smoke going on. We're gonna let that kind of just settle with the temp dial in. I did open the door a little bit here on notch 1 at the bottom. I'll show you real quick. On this bottom door here, there's different notches you can set it at. And right now, I do have it opened a bit to get that temperature up. On notch 1, let more airflow in there. I also have airflow control on these vents down here. I figure once we're closer to temp, I can close down the door completely and adjust these bottom vents. This is my first time cooking on this style cooker. I've cooked on pellet grills, which is a no-brainer. I've cooked on my Kamado, which I had to learn a little dance with that for a long time. And then I bought the auto controller thing, and that worked out well. But this is going to be pure vent control for this cook. I can configure this grill to use a fan blower and everything, but I'm not going to do that for this one. This is a straight split cook, so it means there's nothing but wood being thrown in here to maintain temp. And the coals was just for starter. And this bird is actually a big fan, and he might end up on the grill if he keeps cawing or chirping or whatever that we want to call that. So, but anyways, we got some of that white smoke already starting to kind of dissipate out. It's turning bluer as we go, and I'm just going to keep an eye on the temperature on my little fireboard too here. Right now we're sitting at 127 degrees, so we'll let this go, and when it gets time to put the ribs on, we will. And like I said, I am no expert on cooking on this grill. At the moment, I'm not planning on buying any other grills. I know I said that before, but this one broke the bank a little bit. So this is going to be the baby going forward that I cook on for everything, and all my videos will be on this one. The only exception is if someone decides to send me a grill here and there, I might demo them and try them out, but this one right here is my main go-to grill going forward. I do plan to sell off the S&S Kamado actually, and I do plan to get rid of my Traeger and only have one grill on the patio. I think my wife will be very happy about that. So I'll see you guys in a bit when it's time to put some ribs on this bad boy. And let's see how well the dance is. I hear it's very, very easy to maintain temperature on this grill because it's such a thick steel. It's an 1/8 inch thick steel all around, and it weighs a ton, and it holds heat well. And I hear you don't really, once you figure out your vents, it's just a matter of throwing a split on about every hour or so. So I bought these mini splits, as you saw earlier, in boxes from Academy. My plan is I ordered a wood rack. I'm going to order a bunch of wood from one of the locals here, the full-size splits, and then I'll just have to bust those up smaller. But yeah, I was desperate, so I went to the big box store, bought a couple of boxes of hickory and post oak. So we're ready to go, man. All right, we're starting to get that nice light blue smoke kicking in, which is nice. You see down here, we got a little fire going. I closed the door completely. We're hovering about 196 on the temp. So what I'll do is I'll probably leave these wide open on top and just play with the bottom vent to kind of control the fire, how big the fire is getting. Because I can adjust this vent down here just like so. There's this little handle here. I can control the airflow, and you can see got a nice bed of coals going in there, a nice little fire. The onboard thermometer here shows we're around 200 almost, and it's kind of in line with what my probe is showing. But yeah, stay tuned. Alright guys, we have hit right around smoking temp on here. I've been kind of playing the dance with the bottom vent here. I'm going to leave these top vents wide open on both sides. That way it allows enough heat to escape, but we can control how much air comes in and gets the fire going crazy, like I said earlier. So we're going to play with it just like this. Top vent's wide open, and we'll just control the temperature with the bottom vent. So I am going to toss on one of these hickory splits here. You know, I was joking about having to go buy commercial splits from a big box store, man, but these are cut perfect for backyard grilling. So let's open this up. I'm going to throw a hickory in there because I want to add a little bit of that hickory flavor. Got a nice little fire going in there. Just throw that guy on, throw it on there just like that. Manly grilling right here, buddy, just sticks. I know I'm going to get some hate in the comments for that one, but I've been wanting to stick burn for a while, man. I kind of miss it. It does take a lot more time and effort, but the barbecue is undeniable usually when you do straight stick burn. Just saying. A lot of those guys in the stores that you go buy barbecue from that's already commercially made and cooked for you, that's $20 a pound, they're not using pellet smokers. Not to knock pellet smokers, I get it. Some people don't have time for it. I mean, I've used many pellet smokers, and hey, they do produce a decent barbecue. But if you want stellar barbecue, stick burn, man. Just saying. All right, guys, let's go ahead and put a water pan in here. I'm gonna put it in this back corner right here. Add a little moisture to the environment. Put these in the back. This thing holds racks of ribs easy. Lots of real estate. Just like that. Now I need to go get a pitcher of water for this pan. I'm gonna put a little water in my pan here. Yep, a little too much water. Alright, that should be good. Now we did jump to the 240, 250 range on the temperature here, so I dialed the intake vent way down, just an 1/8 inch gap down there, or maybe a 1/16. It's a very small gap. I'm gonna let the temperature kind of calm down in here, leaving the vents wide open so all that heat can get out. But right now we're down to 225 until everything catches up. But this is where the delta is, and it makes sense. You know, this is reading, it's starting to climb back up, but it was reading like 200 or 175, and then this is saying it's 218 or so. There's a little delta there. We'll let that all balance out for a bit, and we'll let those ribs go, and we'll try not to look in here too much. Maybe if I decide to spritz it some, I will. So, see you in a bit. Alright guys, we're about a half hour in. I'm gonna go ahead and do an initial spritz here on the ribs. And those look good. This is just 50-50 apple juice and water. Diluted apple juice, basically. All right, let's close her up. Of course, opening the door dropped my temp, but I've been playing with the temp swings, and I did play with the vents a little bit. I had dialed them down, and what that does is actually it retains more heat in the grill, but I found, I kind of went into a panic, you know, as you do with most new grills, trying to figure out the temp swing. I got up to like 250 it for a second. So I had opened these, I had closed these down and dialed that down at the bottom, and then I realized, you know, I just need to dial the bottom down, keep these wide open. That temp will drop as long as those top vents are wide open. It's the bottom that's controlling the amount of heat being generated with all that oxygen flow. So yeah, this is not like cooking on a Kamado. This is, you kind of dial your vents wide open at the top, I think, and the bottom we will just keep an eye on temp swings on that front. Right now it swung down to 214 because I opened the door. That's very glossy, hard to see, but anyway, it's down 214. It is coming back up to like 217 right now. I'm gonna let the splits die down some as far as like how many are in there. I think there's 3 in there right now, 1 hickory, 2 post oak. So I'm gonna try to keep that ratio through the cook. But yeah, and these little, a split goes a long way, believe it or not, especially these hardwoods. So anyways, that's the update so far. Alright guys, we have reached the promised land of super light blue smoke coming out of the ground. I don't know if you can really see it, but you see a light bit of smoke just coming out. We'll see how the initial smoke imparted on the ribs, but I don't think it'll be too bad. I have had many smokes like that before, where it starts out kind of dense and then lightens up. And this time I actually did wait for that to settle out a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna add another split of post oak in here. So, oh, that's a big one. That's a big boy right there. See if I can. No, he's going in there just like that. But he is small enough to fit inside here. So we're gonna throw him right in the middle. Just like that. Close her up, and we'll go for another hour or so. But we've been holding around 229, 230 most of the time now. After this has been dialed in. Like I said, the top vents are still left wide open on top. That will not change at all during this entire cook. I don't want any heat to like overly build up in there. But yeah. I'm still keeping the vents. I've been playing with it a little bit, but the average setting is about what you see there right now. Keeping it about an 1/8 inch gap on there per se. So let me see if I can lighten it up a little bit. Yep, so you can see right there, about an 1/8 inch gap. That seems to be the money spot. Get back to you in a little while. Alright guys, we have been going for a couple of hours now. Put these on at 11. It is 1:10 right now, so we're a little over 2 hour mark. Been hovering around 228, 229. I did spike up to like 270 for a minute after I added a split or so, and it kind of settled out. Got a steady bit of smoke just kind of rolling out of there. Let's take a look at these guys. Ooh, smoke in my face. Oh yeah. Got some nice color going on them. See if I can. Got some good color going. Yeah, water pan is evaporated a little bit, not too much. But yeah, I've been spritzing them with this apple juice and water. So yeah, and we got a thunderstorm on the way. It's been crackling and thundering over there a little bit, so I think we may get rained on a little bit in this cook. I do have my umbrella though for my camera. And of course the grill is under this little cheap Amazon umbrella setup. Seems to work pretty well actually for a $100 gazebo. But anyways, depending on how well this gazebo serves, I may go with like a more pricier option, but so far she serves me well. I'm sweating like nobody's business right now. Like I said, there's some crackling and stuff going on above me, and I think we're gonna get a nice downpour. There's a big cell coming our way. It has been very rainy in Houston this year, and last year it was rainy, but this year is exceptionally rainy. I think we've gotten like 10 inches of rain in like the last week. So very, very wet time and very humid. As if you can't tell, I'm sweating pretty good here. So yeah, just living life in Texas, in the southeastern portion at least, is a very humid, wet endeavor. So, but yeah, it's thundering a lot around me right now. I can hear it. And we've had some really severe stuff. So like bolt lightning like crazy, heavy winds, hail, typical coastal weather. So it is what it is, right? So I'll see you guys in a little bit when we wrap. All right, guys, just like I said earlier, it's storming. We're gonna get these ribs wrapped real quick. I'm just gonna put honey on them, wrap them, put them on the grill. I'm not doing butter or any brown sugar or anything this round. I decided to try something different, so we're gonna do honey. I'll spritz them with a little bit of that apple juice as well, wrap them, throw them back on the grill. So let's get to it. Open up the grill. Oh man, those look amazing. They smell incredible. Nice color. Even the flies want a little bit of the action. Wouldn't be a party if the flies weren't around, right? So first thing first, take a little bit of this apple juice. Spritz them down some. Take some of this honey. And drizzle it across the top. Sticky, sticky. Wrap it like so. Fold them under. Needs to go back on the smoker, just like so, wrapped up like this. I'm gonna put it on the top rack for a moment while I get the others off. I'm gonna go ahead and put these back in. 1, 2, and 3. All right, just like that. Nice and wrapped and tucked. I'm gonna go ahead and close the grill up. All right. Let's see what we're registering on temperature. Of course, you know the grill temp dropped down to 188 because I opened it up. I'm gonna let this temperature kind of set in and catch up. Also, if you got a towel that you've been using to keep things dry during the rain, just hang it on the back of your grill. The grill's nice and toasty, it'll dry that towel out immediately. That's what I'm doing right now. Just putting my towel on top. Yeah, it'll get a little smoky, who cares? We're just using it to dry stuff off, especially in rainy Houston. See, temperatures come back up. It's about 213 right now, 214. I'm gonna check down below and see how we're doing on fuel. I'm gonna go ahead and put another post oak split in there. I'm gonna use it to move the other one around some. And then throw that one on top. We're ready to go. All right, guys, we've been going for like 5 hours total so far. So I'm gonna take the ribs out. I don't really do a 3-2-1. I do more like a 3-2-1.5. So I'm gonna take these ribs off. I'm with my towel. Open this up. I'll take each rack off, unwrap it, put them back, basically. Oh, these babies have got some bend to them. So I'm just essentially gonna unwrap each one and put it back on the smoker. But before I put them back, I'm just gonna set them on the top rack and get them out of the way. What I do like about this is that not doing the butter, they don't, not as messy as far as dripping wise, grease and stuff. So. Very hot though. Hot. All right, now I'm gonna lay these long ways in here. That way it's easier for me to sauce them. Yeah, those look like it came out pretty good, y'all. And the smell is fire. Let's go ahead and sauce those up, huh? I got some Right barbecue sauce. I've been using this stuff for a hot minute, man. It's good stuff. Peach chipotle, it's sweet. Got a little bite to it, not much. That your kids can't enjoy it. I'm just gonna pour this sauce on there. Kind of paint the ribs real good with it. Now you hit that bottom plate and you can hear it sizzling down there. That sauce. All right, that's one set of ribs. Do the next set. Now, because I did these in butcher paper, they're not going to be falling off the bone. You're actually going to have to bite them off, which is, you know, if you're doing competition style ribs, you do want to have to bite the rib off some. But if a lot of people use aluminum foil, put the ribs in that, and by the time you get through that 2-hour mark, the ribs are basically falling off the bone, man. There you go. That's nice and sauced down. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let that stuff I'm gonna let this stuff just bake in on there a little bit for the next half hour or so. All right, let the grill catch up on temperature as well. All right, guys, I am done cooking. It's time to get these bad boys off. Let's get them foiled and in the house, and then we will cut into them and see how they came out. But look at that. Pretty good color. Pretty good color, man. Wrap them on the ends and fold over. And there's one done. Go to the next one. Oh yeah. Those look bomb.com, man. All right, guys, so the ribs are done. We're gonna take a rack here. We're gonna unfoil it. And we're gonna cut into these and try them out, see how they turn out. But color-wise, they look really, really nice, man. So I'm just gonna take this rack off. Got a nice bend to them. Not too tender, not too tough from what I can tell already. Where do I cut them? I don't know. Let's flip them over and look for the bones. So I'm gonna start here. Cut down the middle. I'm just gonna take one rib. See how they did on smoke. Got a little bit of pink around the edges. Yeah, they look good, man. So let's go in for a bite and see how they taste. All right, let's go for the kill here. We got our rib that we cut off here. Looks pretty good. Let's try it out. Oh, fall off them. Not too tough, but man, it's good. There's a more pronounced smoke for sure, like a heavier smoke than anything I've cooked before. Definitely more penetration in the rib. Matter of fact, when I was cooking on this smoker, it was smoked non-stop. There was not like a moment where it didn't smoke. I mean, that wood was just constantly smoldering and smoking, so it's really, really good. Yep. Definitely some of the best ribs I've made in a while. The smoke is all the way through these. Definitely much stronger with that hickory and post oak. I did like a 2-to-1 ratio. I did like 2 post oaks to 1 hickory, and I really didn't use very many sticks. I mean, you know, 5.5 hour cook, I probably went through 10 sticks tops. But yeah, that's really, really good, man. That honey hogs, I don't know how I feel about the honey hog. It's all right. Maybe the chipotle is drowning it out a little bit. Oh, that was pretty good. I still think I prefer that right rub more over the honey hog, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's really, really good, man. So anyways, man, that's the Patron. I'll be doing some other cooks on it, you know. It'll be the go-to grill in my house going forward. So anyways, comment below and let me know if you have an Patron, if you have one, and your habits on smoking ribs. I'm curious how you do the vent dance and everything. I did. At the end of the day, I ended up leaving the exhaust vents wide open, and I just kind of modified the intake vent here and there. As temp would drop, I would open up a little more. If it went up too much, I would close it. I think the highest I got on it today was like 255, and the lowest I got was like 205. So it stayed well within the smoke range overall. But I think as I get used to the grill, it'll get better and better. So anyways, maybe I'll do a brisket next, who knows. Cheers, hit that subscribe button too.